What's up guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make beats for 2SLIMEY, so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. First off, we're going to start with the melody. This is the first layer of the melody I have right here. It's just a lead from Serum, and then I'll show you the mixing afterwards. And as you can hear, that's pretty distorted. That's because I've put, well, first I actually put this shaper box on here to just add some variation, and then I put this distortion from Distortion Coldfire on here. This is a great plugin. I definitely recommend it. It has some really cool sounds and tones that you can get out of it. And then I also have this routed to this mixer track here where I just have a low cut, which I've routed all of the melodies to so they don't clash with the 808. Next melody is this one. This is just a plucky sound from Serum. In terms of mixing, I didn't do anything, just have the low cut, of course. Yeah. Next up we have this, which is an audio clip that I rendered out from this MIDI right here. I'll show you guys what that sounds like in a second, and the reason I rendered it out is because I have this Distortion Coldfire preset. I actually have two presets on it, but there's a lot of kind of resonance and just a big tail to this distortion effect, which I didn't want to include in the actual song because it would clash once the section ended, so I rendered it out to an audio clip to avoid that, and here's what this sounds like. Just another lead sound. Then next up we have this pluck from Serum. And once again, I've added some Coldfire distortion on it. This is the preset. And then I have also added a delay with these settings. And then lastly, we just have this siren effect from Vital, which plays in the intro, and it sounds like this. I'm not going to play the whole thing, you guys get the point, it just keeps going up. And then now I'll play all of the melodies together here. Now moving on to the drums portion. First, we have this clap. It sounds like this. Pretty basic clap. I've turned the velocity up just to make it hit harder. Then next up we have this hi-hat with a pretty simple hi-hat pattern. Just looks like this. Yeah, next up we have this accent snare, which sounds like this. And then finally, the part that everyone's been waiting for with the 808s. So I have three different 808s throughout this song. The first one is in the intro. It sounds like this, and then I'll show you the mixing. And it goes pretty low across multiple octaves, starting in like a normal 808 range. That's something you're definitely going to want to do with these 2SLIMEY beats, especially in the intros, just have lower 808s. And in terms of mixing on this, I actually routed all three 808s to the same mixer track, so I won't have to show you guys this again. But I've added some distortion from Coldfire here, then I added a wave shaper, then I added an OTT, and then last but not least, an EQ, which is just boosting the lows a bit. And that just kind of created that crazy 2SLIMEY distorted 808 effect. And of course I have a soft clipper on the master, and I've also turned the velocity of my 808s up. Now the next 808 we have here plays during the chorus and sounds like this. And the final 808 plays during the verse and sounds like this. It's actually a fairly long 808 pattern. That's pretty much it. And then I'll play all the drums together so you guys can hear what that sounds like. And then also, as the beat transitions from the intro to the chorus, I have this little fill, which includes some snare drums and some crashes, which sounds like this. And that's pretty much it. Lastly, I'll show you guys the different effects I've put, and then I'll show you guys the arrangement. So I have a bunch of different effects I included just in the intro to stimulate the listener, add to the controlled chaos of the beat, and just create a more engaging drop. And I have these different sound effects I've got, and I just pan them different directions in order to create a nice stereo effect. This one's in the center, but then we have them kind of bouncing from left to right. So this one's panned pretty far to the left, this one's left, and then this one's in the middle of those two. It goes to the right. You guys get the point. Here, I'll just play what they sound like. And then we have this part over here. And yeah, and then lastly, I'll show you guys the arrangement. So this is what the arrangement looks like. We just have a nice 16 bar intro here, followed by an 8 bar chorus, pretty short, 16 bar verse, an 8 bar chorus, and then a 16 bar outro. So it's pretty self-explanatory, and it's kind of an interesting arrangement, but 2SLIMEY's beats are pretty interesting in and of themselves. So yeah, that'll be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.